A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends. The day you become old is the day you're not looking for new experiences anymore. Maybe the truth is, I really want to like you instead. People often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it's served up. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here. These inspired futures hold futuristic inspirations. Life without any wonder left in it is flat and stale. Don't tell me about your God with your words. Show me about your God with your actions.
I don't want life to imitate art. I want life to be art.
Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. To live is so startling, it leaves little time for anything else.
I'm always doing that, which I cannot do, in order that I may learn how to do it.
A strange thing, words. Once they're said, it's hard to imagine they're untrue. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it.
Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them.
When you stop complaining about others for not helping you and focus on your efforts, there's no stopping you. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Everything in this world happens with a purpose. You are born in this world with a purpose. You are chosen by purpose. For your peace of mind, don't let people know too much about you. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to start this day, because then I'll just be expected to finish it. Everything you want in life is a relationship away. Nothing can disturb your peace of mind unless you allow it to. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble.
Study the past if you want to define the future.
There's a great joy in living a life others rarely understand.
There is no progress or accomplishment without sacrifice. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it.
There is a wisdom of the head, and there is a wisdom of the heart.
It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be.
People are not lazy. They simply have impotent goals, that is, goals that do not inspire them.
There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
Sometimes you weren't supposed to share pain. Sometimes it was best just to deal with it alone.
It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. When we fail, our pride supports us, and when we succeed, it betrays us.
Nothing important is learned. It is simply remembered.
Hard work is only a prison sentence when you lack motivation. You cannot open a book without learning something.
There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what. You only fail when you stop trying. The planet was being destroyed by manufacturing processes, and what was being manufactured was lousy, by and large. Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route. This is how you start to get respect, by offering something that you have. I wake up and grind like the whole world owes me money. I'm taking that money like I'm owed. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure.
It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success.
Knowing your why is much more important than setting a random goal.
But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. Wit seduces by signaling intelligence without nerdiness.
The stupid neither forgive nor forget. The naive forgive and forget. The wise forgive but do not forget.
Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence.
I ask not for any crown but that which all may win, nor try to conquer any world except the one within. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It is the life in your years.
Wake up with determination. Go to bed with satisfaction.
There is only one kind of shock worse than the totally unexpected, the expected, for which one has refused to prepare. Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. Some choose to influence change, and some choose to be influenced by change. You choose which one are you.
Follow your heart. You may go astray, but your life will find its direction somehow.
My experiences have taught me that things rarely improve with a simple change of scenery. The truth has always been a more complex commodity than the market can easily package and sell. The words kept coming back to him. Statement of a mystical truth and a palpable absurdity. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone.
There's nothing you can't do if you want it bad enough.
There are two ways to live a life, either forget everything or remember nothing. You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly it's not. Sadness is sometimes the start to eternal happiness. The words he said, too, must be human enough to bleed. Learn to live deeply and realize that all experiences, good or bad, are transient and opportunities for liberation.
A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving.
Mostly, the world sees you the way you see yourself. If you can't do anything about it, laugh like hell.
Recognizing power in another does not diminish your own. The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down.
But this wealth of information produced little or no insight.
Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses. Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous.
The inner revolution will not be televised or sold on the internet. It must take place within one's own mind and heart. If we thought more for ourselves, we would have very many more bad books and very many more good ones. We can do anything we want to if we stick to it long enough. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Nothing is ever complete. You just have to get it close enough that it makes you happy. Truth strikes us from behind and in the dark, as well as from before and in broad daylight.
When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts.
The moment you make someone promise anything is the same moment you ask them to lie to you. You can't just wish change, you have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. Focus on your goals, not your fear. Focus like a laser beam on your goals.
The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common.
The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary. You must be the best judge of your own happiness. The more you try to please people, the more they get control of you, and you'll end up hurting yourself. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Challenge and adversity are meant to help you know who you are. Storms hit your weakness, but unlock your true strength. In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine.
The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.
It's not unpatriotic to denounce an injustice committed on our behalf. Perhaps it's the most patriotic thing we can do. You don't have the right to complain about your life if you're not willing to change it.
It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
For every dilemma, find at least 3 or 4 possible solutions. The creative process leads to better results.
When truth is replaced by silence, the silence is a lie.
If you want to triumph in life, you must persevere. You are the point of origin for everything in your world. You set the standard for yourself. We spend money that we do not have on things we do not need to impress people who do not care. The average passenger eats enough calories to keep them weight gain a year old for a week and a half. No single event can awaken within us a stranger whose existence we had never suspected. To live is to be slowly born.
Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue what you want.
Your own positive future begins in this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here.
Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme.
Everything that can be thought at all can be thought clearly. Everything that can be said clearly. The more you feed your mind with positive thoughts, the more you can attract great things into your life. Beauty exists not in what is seen and remembered, but in what is felt and never forgotten.
The job of feet is walking, but the hobby is dancing.
A place for everything. Everything in its place. The right thing to do and the hard thing to do are usually the same.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars. One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. We never live. We are always in the expectation of living. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed.
If everything was perfect, you would never learn and you would never grow. What you focus on and the way you think will determine the way you live.
The money you make is a symbol of the value you create.
Being ourselves was the easiest path to choose, although not the easiest to see through till the end.
In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves. We're going to aspire to break through and create our own reality.
Every man has his secret sorrows, which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. It is better to be alone than in bad company. The essence of life does not consist in the lushness of your possession, but in the richness of your heart.
You see me walking away. I see myself walking towards greatness. The trouble is, you can shut your eyes, but you can't shut your mind.
No regrets, just lessons. No worries, just acceptance. No expectations, just gratitude. Life is too short. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. For the first time in a long time, I want more than I have. Making mistakes is better than faking perfections.
Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without.
You have to fight through some bad days to learn the best days of your life. You are at your strongest when you are calm. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. But as long as something is never even started, you never have to worry about it ending. It has endless potential. In a room where people unanimously maintain a conspiracy of silence, one word of truth sounds like a pistol shot. There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one.
Everything takes time. Bees have to move very fast to stay still.
You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries but does not resurrect. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. It is quite simple to live a life of progress. Have a vision and be committed to the process required for success.
Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Do not fear to be eccentric in opinion, for every opinion now accepted was once eccentric. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. To use your head, you have to go out of your mind.
You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. Ability will never catch up with the demand for it.
There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. Well, it's hard to be yourself. It's the hardest job there is.
Hold yourself back or heal yourself back together. You decide.
Respect other people's feelings. It might mean nothing to you, but it could mean everything to them. Life is a journey that necessitates progress. Keep moving, because each step brings you closer to your goals.
When they say the sky's the limit to me, that's really true. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments.
The laughter of the world is merely loneliness, pathetically trying to reassure itself. The most important thing is this: be able at any moment to be free to choose a life that makes you happy. The path to success is to take massive, determined action.
It is more important to be of pure intention than of perfect action. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness.
Hold on to forgiveness, for it frees your heart of resentment and opens the door to healing and peace. The task of modern man is not to find his inner self, but to create himself. If you wish to make Pythocles rich, do not add to his store of money, but subtract from his desires.
The inner fire is the most important thing mankind possesses.
You may choose to look the other way, but you can never say again that you did not know.
You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for.
The clarity that comes without desperation is the clarity that carries authority. Listen with curiosity, speak with honesty, act with integrity.
Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed. Be wiser than other people if you can, but do not tell them so.
Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears.
If you are untrustworthy, people will not trust you.
Failure is when you give up. A real winner is someone that doesn't give up, even when it feels like they are losing. A miracle is often the willingness to see the common in an uncommon way.
The serpent, if it wants to become the dragon, must eat itself.
When you want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it.
Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be.
We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us. Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and the rest will follow. When we stop fighting against death, we are able to wake up to our lives. People at war with themselves will always cause collateral damage in the lives of those around them. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. Dying is only one thing to be sad over. Living unhappily is something else.
Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. You fall because you are human, and rise because you are divine.
Great is truth, but still greater from a practical point of view is silence about truth. One truth doesn't refute another. Truth doesn't lie in the object, but in how we see it. As long as you gave everything you had and you didn't let it break you, it could never be considered a failure.
Ability, experience, and books have solution for all the problems.
A stone is heavy and the sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. The forceps of our minds are clumsy forceps and crush the truth a little in taking hold of it. Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change.
No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of others.
That's what fiction is for. It's for getting at the truth when the truth isn't sufficient for the truth.
An opinion should be the result of thought, not a substitute for it.
The fundamental things in a man are not the things he explains, but rather the things he forgets to explain. To be truly ignorant, be content with your own knowledge. Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he is old. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too.
Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone.
Never apologize for showing your feelings. When you do, you are apologizing for the truth. Smile at strangers, and you just might change a life.
No one else has ever opened doors for me. I opened them myself.
The life where nothing was ever unexpected or inconvenient or unusual. The life without color, pain, or past. Don't let your luggage define your travels. Each life unravels differently. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. What you do doesn't frighten your enemies as much as what you are. In life, you need either inspiration or desperation. Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break. The road to success is paved with determination, not with the footsteps of quitters.
Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing.
Excessive praise arises from the same bigotry matrix as excessive criticism. You better hide that heart of yours. Won't lead you anywhere you want to go. Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live.
But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything.
Truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. I keep telling my students to never give up chasing your dreams. And I, too, will never give up chasing my dreams. The beautiful journey of today can only begin when we learn to let go of yesterday. You don't get to choose not to pay a price. You only get to choose which price you pay. I'm not mean. I'm honest. Nobody is ever straightforward. But sometimes people need to hear the truth. When I was about 8, I decided that the most wonderful thing next to a human being was a book.
A praise war in terms of the fundamental factors. The first of these factors is moral influence. We need to be fit and ready for anything that might come our way.
I just want to do something that matters, or be something that matters. I just want to matter.
The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge.
A hero is no braver than an ordinary man, but he is brave 5 minutes longer.
Desire is half of life. Indifference is half of death.
Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong.
What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything.
Don't be scared to live your life without judgment.
The moon does not simply disappear when we are not looking at it.
We are supposed to call poison medicine, and we wonder why we're always sick. Travel brings wisdom only to the wise. It renders the ignorant more ignorant than ever.
For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday.
Sometimes when things are falling apart, they may actually be falling into place. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars. I am ignorant of absolute truth, but I am humble before my ignorance, and therein lies my honor and my reward. Because sometimes things happen to people, and they're not equipped to deal with them. You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it.
Realize deeply that the present moment is all you will ever have. Keep working hard, and you can get anything that you want. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. To shine your brightest light is to be who you truly are.
Life is something that happens when you can't get to sleep. Accidents happen. Our bones shatter, our skin splits, our hearts break, we burn, we drown, we stay alive. When I explored my deeper mind, I could understand that my life is only an illusion, an apparent reality. Victories that come cheap are cheap. Those only which are worth having come as the result of hard fighting. Good works is giving to the poor and the helpless, but divine works is showing them their worth, the one who matters. Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal.
I was never aware of any other option but to question everything.
To capture an enemy's army is better than to destroy it. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose.
Over time, hidden truths morph in the dark soil of deceit into something much worse.
To maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished.
When we are most alone is when we embrace another's loneliness.
Don't be bothered by the things you can't change. Instead, focus on how to make your life better. We don't meet people face to face, but waste our time on social media's embrace. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. We have to dare to be ourselves, however frightening or strange that self may prove to be. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth. Appreciation has tremendous power. A beautiful thing is not beautiful until someone appreciates it. Like a running blaze on a plain, like a flash of lightning in the clouds, we live in the flicker.
Better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you. I can't go into detail, but it's why I went to the special meeting at the Pentagon.
Embrace the truth that joy does not happen to us. It reflects our mindset and choices. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything.
People wealth consists upon their freedom, individual resources, and good social life.
Sometimes we don't get second chances, Owen. Sometimes things just end. Life has become the future. Every moment of your life is lived for the future.
We need to renew ourselves often. Even temples need renovation. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. Faithless is he that says farewell when the road darkens.
Dreams don't work unless you take action. The surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood.
When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be.
Price of peace could only be valued by people who had suffered loss in the war.